Hey everyone, in this video I want to answer a question, ask a question and answer a question that we've gotten a couple times. Uh, and it's specifically around hosting of Cortex. So if you've been a subscriber to the channel for a while, you've seen us building Cortex. And I've mentioned a couple times that it's self-hosted. Even described it as like self-hosted first. And in this video, I want to dive a little bit deeper into what that means and why that's really powerful, why that's significant, that philosophy that we approach um, our software development with makes Cortex a better product, makes Cortex a better platform. Um, my initial notes for this video were titled "Self-hosting is a superpower," and I agree with that. Um, I think that's absolutely true. Um, Software engineering, software development as a discipline has gotten so focused on continuous integration, continuous deployment, uh, be able to ship multiple times a day. Don't be afraid to ship on Fridays, all that sort of thing. And that's good. Like, that's not bad in and of itself, but I think it's actually promoted some bad behaviors. It's promoted some, ironically, it's promoted some leniency toward good software development practices um, that are kind of a problem. Um, yes, in order to ship multiple times a day, in order to do continuous integration, continuous deployment, you have to have really good testing. You have to have unit tests. You have to have integration tests. You have to have end-to-end tests. You have to be able to focus on uh, the quality of the software on a continuous basis. Yes, that is all good, but we've gotten ourselves into this hole, lean too heavily on this crutch of, well, we're just shipping to our own infrastructure. So if something goes down, if there's a problem, we just blow it away and try again. Or, we fail forward or we fix forward, whatever wording you want to use to describe it. That's not what we do with Cortex. With Cortex, we are self-hosted first. We ship a product. We have a regular release cadence, and we make sure that the thing that we ship is solid before it goes out the door. Yes, there are still bugs. Absolutely. We try to minimize them as much as possible, but all software has bugs. We're never going to eradicate 100% of the bugs. Unfortunately, I wish we could, but the reality of software is that there are going to be bugs. However, we know that you all are not going to update every single time that we release a new version, right? So, and especially not if we're releasing a new version every day. No one's going to update software every day, every other day, every week. I mean, GitLab, we use GitLab. GitLab has new releases every month. They actually have releases more frequently than that. Sometimes there are security issues, and they ship a release, and they highly, highly, highly recommend that you upgrade to it. And that's fine. But realistically, they have a release every month, and even that is pretty aggressive. Not everybody is willing to upgrade their software, their instance every single month. GitLab has cultivated a culture where you're recommended to do it. It's relatively painless. When we upgrade, it's like 2 minutes of downtime, and you're back up and running. That's GitLab specifically. I mean Cortex too, right? Cortex upgrades don't take that long. We take a lot of care to make sure that the upgrades are always um, upward compatible, and the upgrades are super simple, right? You back up your configuration file, you drop the new files in and restore your configuration file. Or if you want to be really paranoid about it, you can back up your configuration file, delete all the old files, add the new ones in, restore your configuration file. The longest part of that is copying the files. That's it. It doesn't take long to upgrade. It doesn't take long to upgrade the database if there are any database upgrades that need to happen. Um, the the upgrade is really simple, small, fast, painless, um, and all of that is because we've really focused on making that experience as seamless as possible. Because we know most of you, well, to date, all of you, uh, are running this on your own systems. We don't know how your system is set up, so we want to make our software as simple to set up as possible. Um, Basically, so that it's just plug and play. You drop it in, it runs, you're good to go. Now, why is that a superpower? Well, because in order to make all of that happen, it actually would make it super easy for us to just run it in our own cloud as well, right? Trying to go the other direction, trying to take a SaaS product and run it in someone else's infrastructure is really painful, especially when it comes to supporting. Because if you assume that you always have access to the logs, at the minute you deliver something to someone's on-premise infrastructure or self-hosted infrastructure, well, now you don't have access to the logs anymore. So that's why we've added certain features to Cortex, like you can actually turn on log to database, go do some stuff, and then stop those logs, and then send us those logs, just those logs. You're not sending us the logs from your machine. You're not sending us the logs from um, all of the time that you've been running Cortex. So you don't have to worry about leakage of any infrastructure details, any personal information details. It is specifically related to that window of time when Cortex was running, when you were trying to replicate an issue, and it gives us all the information that we need in order to go reproduce it locally and figure out what's going on. We've invested in making it as easy as possible to be able to support all of that infrastructure. So if we wanted to pull that in to our own infrastructure and run a SaaS instance for you or another one of our customers, all of that is still there. All of that ease of use is all still there. Yes, we'd have to monitor the application, make sure that it doesn't go down, those sorts of things. We'd then be responsible for the infrastructure, but actually managing, troubleshooting, maintaining the application itself becomes that much easier because we haven't made any assumptions about where it's going to be running. We don't have to assume that we have access to all of the information about how that stuff is running. So we feel like making Cortex kind of self-hosted first, not SaaS first, but self-hosted first, um, means better things for you. Means that you have a much better product in front of you. It means that we're much more able to support everything that you are doing. And if you do run into a particular issue that we haven't accounted for already, that we haven't tested for, that we haven't anticipated, it becomes that much easier for us to figure out exactly what's going on. Just ask any one of our customers. Most of our support issues are resolved super quick just because we have all of that information um, available to us when we need it and not a moment sooner. But all of it is very easy to get to, and all of it is very easy to share with us. And realistically, the things that have taken longer are situations where we've figured out exactly what's going on within, a matter of sometimes minutes, but, a few emails back and forth. And it turns out that there's code we have to write. That's the part that takes the longest, is actually implementing the code and writing code to either fix bugs or implement new features, and then get them out in the next release. So if you have questions on that, if you want to talk to me about it, you can leave a comment down below or book some time on my calendar. There's a link in the video description to do that. If you have any questions, thoughts, feel free to share them with us. And if you want to download Cortex and try it out for yourself, go check it out. There's links down in the video description for that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.